Today's product review is this easy to use DIY friendly Aircon recharge kit. I chose this kit because out of 660 reviews it had 4.4 stars. So I'll run you through the kit in the way that I did it on my car, which is a 2009 Insignia. I don't make that many product review videos, only things that I genuinely really like, so I really appreciate it if you subscribe.
Hey folks, Scanning Nomad here, hope you are well. So today's episode we're going to be running through the Aircon recharge kit along with the sealant here. So the kit comes with these three items. You have the hose, which is a diagnostic tool, along with how you add the gas and connect it to the car itself. So two very different ends. We'll run it through a little bit more detail later on. You have the gauge on here, and then the cans will only go in the one side, of course. And this here will only fit on the lower side of your AC system, so you can't get it wrong. Now there's a couple of different gases. One is the older style one, which is the R134a. I'll share with you where you can find out which one is for your car. So the kit is super easy to use. I then use the stop leak. So the stop leak is because I didn't have any gas in the system at all, and what this can does here is it helps reseal all the seals and stop any leak. And then the refrigerant, of course, is what makes the vehicle cold. To check which gas you need, there'll be a sticker underneath the bonnet or the hood of your car, and my sticker is in this lower right side, and what you're looking for is either R134a or R1234YF. It might be a sticker at the front, or it might be a sticker on the actual hood of the car itself. In the description there'll be a link to both of the gases, and there'll be a QR code at the end of the video. The Aircon has a high side and a low side, and the hose adapter will only fit on the lower side. So this is what the high side looks like. It's a silver pipe that goes on down, and on the lower side of the AC system you'll have a little black cap covering it up. The engine is currently off, so we're just going to unscrew the cap and then pull it out of the way somewhere. Do not pull it in the engine bay, because we'll be switching the engine on a little bit later. And just to give you a little comparison, you can see that the high side is bigger than the lower side. I try and make my videos as clear as possible, so just to give you a demonstration, it will not fit on the high side, it will only fit on the low side. Before you connect the gauge to the low side of the AC system, make sure that the tap is fully closed. That means the needle is all the way down, so that way when you do connect it to the AC system, no gas is going to escape out of the system. And when you connect it to the actual lower half of the AC, you will hear a snap. So you want to make sure there's no tools in the engine bay, and that the hose is out of the way of things like the fan belt. So now you want to start up the car and put the aircon on, so ensure that the AC light is on, and you want the fans at the highest settings, and you want the heat at the lowest setting, so the coldest that it can be. Now that the engine's running, the needle might move and it might not. So for me, there's no gas in the system, so the needle has not moved at all. I know that my compressor works because I can hear the engine make a different noise when I hit the AC on. And if you're just running low on gas, then the gauge will go up. So you're aiming for the top part of the blue, between 33 and 38 psi. Run the engine for 5-10 minutes just to make sure the needle settles, but here's a on-screen guide for you. With my car I need a stop leak because it reads 0 and I can hear the compressor click on. To start adding the gas, so you want to turn the engine off first and disconnect the hose, and then what you want to do is make sure the needle is all the way in. So make sure it's retracted in, because at the top of the can there is a foil and you're going to pierce this. So if you have the needle all the way down, you're going to pierce it too soon. So you want to make sure it goes all the way up. So as you're looking at it, twisting it all the way this way, the needle is going to come towards you, and when you tightening it, the needle's going to go into the can. So it's important to remember which way around it is. So now that the needle is all the way in, you put the can in. So this one is the refrigerant for the older car. This green one is the sealant. So with the sealant you want the entire can in the car, whereas with the refrigerant you might not want the entire can in there. So what you do is connect it back to the car and then start running the aircon. With the aircon on and the engine on, you want to then pierce the can. So as you twist the tap, it's going to pierce the can, and then it's going to be sealed for now until you start moving this back. And what will happen is the gas will start then flowing out of the can and into the system. So this needle here might start fluctuating quite a lot. So just take your time, let it circulate and let it kind of settle, and then when you don't want any more in, then just tightening it up back. And what you're aiming for is basically the kind of blue area here. If you overcharge it though, you will need to take some out of the system. So I'm going to switch off the engine now, and I'm going to disconnect the hose. To disconnect the hose, pull up the blue clip on the hose itself and it will just lift off, and then we're going to make sure that the needle is then all the way into the can. So there is a little bit of gas in the line here, so make sure you're not pointing it directly at your face. I have stepped back and I'm just aiming at the camera. If you are finding the video entertaining and helpful, if you please like it, and then if you are having a little go yourself, feel free to leave a comment below. Give the can a little shake and then reattach it to the car. So remember, the engine is currently off. Each time you're disconnecting or connecting the can, make sure the car engine is off, and each time you're putting the can back on, make sure the AC is still on full and on, of course. So you're going to start twisting the tap, and that needle is going to go down into the can and it's going to pierce the foil. And as you turn it back the other way, you will then start having the gas being released into the system. So just hold it upside down and start shaking it around. You do want to wear gloves, of course, with this, and I do recommend wearing some kind of eye protection. I've just gone with sunglasses. The needle on the gauge might start bouncing around, so you want a decanting tire can. If you can start to smell gas, then stop what you're doing and then take the car to a mechanic. You might find that the needle goes up to the red part which says danger. Don't worry about it too much because the gas is making its way around the system, so it will settle back down. I'll share with you how to remove gas from the system if you do end up putting too much in with the refrigerant. With the whole can decanted, I switched off the engine, removed the hose and removed the can. I did take the car out for a drive, and with the aircon on full, and I noticed that the air was a little bit cool. I did leave the car overnight because I wanted to see if there was any leaks in the system. When you do connect up the hose, it might say danger. Don't worry about it, because when you start up the engine and put the aircon back on, it will start to recirculate the gas again, and you'll notice that the needle does move back down. If you let the engine run with the AC on full and on the coldest setting, of course, and just let the needle settle, and then you'll get the reading. For me, it was on the low side, so it was the lower part of the blue and the upper side of the green, so there is of course gas in the system still. The stop leak is the equivalent to 300 grams, so it's half full right now. AC gas, it is slightly lighter than the regular gas, which means I got plenty of room to add in a can of the blue one. With the engine off, I'll disconnect the hose, and there is a little bit of gas in the system, as you can see by the gauge, so just point it away from your face, turn the nozzle, and then that will release the gas in the system, and it will also zero out the gauge. And then we're going to attach the refrigerant can. So you want the needle all the way retracted, so therefore you don't pierce the can too early. And all you do is you plug it in, and of course, as always, righty-tighty, and then just tighten up the can, and then you'll just put the gauge back onto the car itself. And once it's connected back to the car, once again we will start the engine, put the aircon on full and on the coldest setting, and you want to give the can a shake, hold it upside down, and then first of all pierce the can. So start twisting the tap, and if you pierce the can fully, and then what you want to do is turn the tap the opposite way, and this will start allowing gas to go into the system. So just keep adding bit by bit, so keep twisting the nozzle, so switching the can on and off. You will notice that the can starts getting colder, and you might notice that the gauge starts flying around, so don't be too worried that it keeps going up to the danger and then settling down. Just keep playing around with it. And I'll show you how you can remove some of the gas if you do accidentally put too much in, along with removing the can. As you can see on screen there, it did go all the way up to the danger zone, and then it's settling back down towards the orange, so it is a little bit too full at the moment, and I can feel the can becoming pretty empty. So the gauge is going to settle around where it is right now, so we're going to remove just a little bit in a minute. When you switch the engine off, you will notice that the gauge changes. So here you've got the lower end of the danger zone. So what we're going to do is remove the can. Now for me, it didn't seem like there was anything left in the can itself. However, on the gauge you can still see that there's still pressure in there. So pointing it away from your face and holding your breath, you start undoing the can, and a little bit of gas will start coming out. It is still pressurized. You could always keep the can if you feel like there's still some gas still left inside of the can. For me, there doesn't really feel that much in there, so I'm just going to go and discard it. If you put too much into the system, you can relieve a little bit of the pressure by simply adding the gauge back in with no can on there and twisting just to allow a little bit of gas out. I'm perfectly happy with the amount of stuff that's in mine. So I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect it. And of course, there's a little bit of gas still in the hose, so you just want to go and relieve that pressure too. If you found the video helpful, then please like it, and then if you do the job yourself, let me know how you get on with the project by leaving a comment below. And if you need to buy the gas, I'll put the QR codes up here. So this one will be for the older style gas, this will be for the newer one here, and I really appreciate if you subscribe. But thanks for watching, thanks for being fans. Oh, and in the description below will be these. And another product that I really like from a high mileage Insignia is a can of Liquid Moly, which is the all system cleaner. I'll leave the link in the description below as well. It usually goes for around £15 a bottle, and I use about 3 a year.